13 persons went to a hotel for taking their meals. 12 of them spent 30 rupees each on their meals and the 13th spent 28 rupees more than the average expenditure of all the 13. What was the total money spent by them? Let us consider the person who spends more as the 13th person for easy explanation. 12 people spend 30 rupees on their meal. The amount spent by 12 people on their meal is equal to 12 into 30 is equal to 360 rupees. One person spends 28 rupees more than the average expenditure. Let the average expenditure of all 13 be X rupees. As one person spends 28 rupees more than the average, the amount spent by the person is equal to X plus 28. Total amount is the amount spent by 12 persons plus the amount spent by the 13th person. Total amount is equal to amount spent by 12 persons plus amount spent by the 13th person. Substituting the values of amount spent by 12 persons and the 13th person in the equation. Total amount is equal to 360 plus X plus 28, keeping this as equation 1. As average amount spent by the 13 people is X. Total amount is equal to average into number of persons is equal to X into 13 is equal to 13, X. Total amount is equal to 13X, keeping this as equation 2. Forming an equation equating the total amount in equation 1 and equation 2. 360 plus X plus 28 is equal to 13X. 388 plus X is equal to 13X. 388 is equal to 13X minus X. 388 is equal to 12X. X is equal to 388 divided by 12 is equal to 32.33. The average expenditure of all the 13 persons is 32.33 rupees. The total expenditure of the 13 persons is equal to average expense into number of persons. The total expenditure of the 13 persons is equal to 32.33 into 13 is equal to 420.29. The total expenditure for 13 persons is 420.29 rupees. Let us see another example. 27 persons went to a hotel for taking their meals. 26 of them spent 17.50 rupees each on their meals and the 27th spent 3 rupees more than the average expenditure of all the 27. What was the total money spent by them? Let us consider the person who spends more as the 27th person for easy explanation. 26 people spend 17.50 rupees on their meal. The amount spent by 26 people on their meal is equal to 26 into 17.50 is equal to 455 rupees. One person spends 3 rupees more than the average expenditure. Let the average expenditure of all 27 be X rupees. As one person spends 3 rupees more than the average, the amount spent by the person is equal to X plus 3. Total amount is the amount spent by 26 persons plus the amount spent by the 27th person. Total amount is equal to amount spent by 26 persons plus amount spent by the 27th person. Substituting the values of amount spent by 26 persons and the 27th person in the equation. Total amount is equal to 455 plus X plus 3, keeping this as equation 1. as average amount spent by the 27 people is X. Total amount is equal to average into number of persons is equal to X into 27 is equal to 27, X. Total amount is equal to 27X, keeping this as equation 2. Forming an equation equating the total amount in equation 1 and equation 2. 455 plus X plus 3 is equal to 27X. 458 plus X is equal to 27X. 458 is equal to 27X minus X. 458 is equal to 26X. X is equal to 458 by 26, is equal to 17.615. The average expenditure of all the 27 persons is 17.615 rupees. The total expenditure of the 27 persons is equal to average expense into number of persons is equal to 17.615 into 27 is equal to 475.615. The total expenditure for 27 persons is 475.615 rupees. Let us see another example. 33 persons went to a hotel for taking their meals. 32 of them spent 15 rupees each on their meals and the 33rd spent 20 rupees more than the average expenditure of all the 33. What was the total money spent by them? Let us consider the person who spends more as the 33rd person for easy explanation. 32 people spend 15 rupees on their meal. The amount spent by 32 people on their meal is equal to 32 into 15 is equal to 480 rupees. One person spends 20 rupees more than the average expenditure. Let the average expenditure of all 33 be X rupees. As one person spends 30 rupees more than the average, the amount spent by the person is equal to X plus 20. Total amount is the amount spent by 32 persons plus the amount spent by the 33rd person. Total amount is equal to amount spent by 32 persons plus amount spent by the 33rd person. Substituting the values of amount spent by 32 persons and the 33rd person in the equation. Total amount is equal to 480 plus X plus 20. Keeping this as equation 1. As average amount spent by the 33 people is X. Total amount is equal to average into number of persons is equal to X into 33 is equal to 33, X. Total amount is equal to 33X, keeping this as equation 2. Forming an equation equating the total amount in equation 1 and equation 2. 480 plus X plus 20 is equal to 33X. 500 plus X is equal to 33X. 500 is equal to 33X minus X. 500 is equal to 32X. X is equal to 500 by 32, implies X is equal to 15.625. The average expenditure of all the 33 persons is 15.625 rupees. The total expenditure of the 33 persons is equal to average expense into number of persons is equal to 15.625 into 33 is equal to 515.625. The total expenditure for 33 persons is 515.625 rupees.